some kind of remix? I don't recall there being any Wiki in the... There was a hickey from Kaniki, but no Wiki in the original Grease. In the aftermath of Olivia Newton-John's death a few days ago, Monday she died. Everybody's getting all greasy in the shorts for... it's amounting to a very unfortunate revival of Grease.
Very fortunate. It's a great musical. It's very fun.
It was so diluted for the movie version of it, though, that it was... I think that's why a lot of people were kind of like, because it was really like a raunchy, vulgar stage production. And then they made a movie with
I've never seen the
Olivia Newton-John.
production.
Well, it was a big deal when I was a kid. I remember friends' parents going to see it because it was two guys that were a big deal in the Chicago theater scene that wrote Grease. And it was based on a local high school in Chicago. And so all of the characters were had these Polish names. It was like a very local thing. And so they would stage these productions around the city. And my parents, that was nothing that they were going to be into. But I remember friends' parents were going to see Grease when they would stage productions of it. And it was like a real raunchy type thing. And they made the movie about 10 years later, I think. And it was all Olivia Newton-John, whatever.
I mean, there's a little bit of innuendo and stuff, and I think they dropped the P word in it at one point.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Poontang?
The one with the U and the S's. It's in the song Grease Lightning.
Oh, but they don't mean it like
No.
sex.
No, but they say a real wagon.
Yeah. That's not that bad.
Like in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cleveland Cinemas is doing special screenings of Grease. If you're a big fan of Grease, for some people it's like Rocky Horror. They're doing one on Saturday, and then they're doing one next Sunday. They're going to show them at Cedar Lee and Chagrin Cinemas. They're going to do 2 showings on Saturday, and then one next Wednesday. So for people who are way into Grease, that's something to keep in the back of your brain.
I'd much rather... I know you said Grease was horrible, but I'd much rather watch Grease than Rocky Horror.
No, I understand Grease is very, very popular. I assume I'm in the minority on that. I'm just coming from the perspective of it's not for me.
I didn't even say it was good. I just said I'd rather watch that than Rocky Horror. I remember the one song from Grease, and it was like, look at me, I'm Sandra Dee, something with virginity.
Well, yeah, if it was sung like that, I wouldn't want to get within 100 feet of it either. No wonder you don't want to see it. Jeez. How do they sound in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
How'd you do? Have you met my faithful handyman?
You know, it doesn't sound anything like that.
It's just a little broke down.
Your pitch is completely wrong in that I didn't even know what song you were doing.
But when you knocked, I thought that you were some
What
man.
What register are you doing that song in?
All of them.
He's all over the place. No wonder he doesn't like these stage productions. He's hearing something different in his head. That tinnitus is really messing with him. Do you still have that, by the way?
He never had it.
Huh?
What?
He said he did.
I know, but that was during his mental breakdown phase.
You're
discrediting me?
Discrediting his...
I'm just saying,
Didn't you get a diagnosis?
Yes, I did have tinnitus.
This guy.
That was...
Oh, man.
How do you know that my tinnitus didn't contribute to my
I think
mental breakdown?
Your tinnitus came from your mental breakdown. You were already so anxious and so on edge.
You think it was psychosomatic?
Yes, that you were positive that your ears were going deaf.
You and my mother and my brother are all in cahoots because they all said the same thing, and I don't like it.
Your anxiety can make your body do crazy things. It can give you physical symptoms.
I feel like I have been anxious most of my life. I've never had that.
But didn't a doctor tell you had it?
How do they diagnose it?
All I'm saying is, why would your mother, who was a medical professional, doubt the diagnosis? I know there's not always consensus, but if you said, I went to the doctor and he said this is what's going on, why would she be like, that ain't what's going on?
But listen, doctors are not in your head. They can't hear what your ears sound like.
I described
so you describe what it is, and they say, oh, that sounds like tinnitus.
If he says, I have a constant painful ringing, they're going to maybe come to that conclusion. You're saying he never had that.
I'm not saying he never had it.
You are a pound cake tinnitus truther.
I'm saying that I think it was a side effect of all of the stress he was under. I don't think that he just got tinnitus. I think he had so much other stuff going on that he hyperfixated.
Why were
on a
you under
sound.
so much stress?
This was like early pandemic days.
I don't remember what it was, but
we didn't get that.
Everybody's body's different.
Understood. I'm just saying that if somebody told him that...
actually I did. I forgot to tell everybody.
You neglected to let us know?
I forgot. Yeah,
that something was going on?
It was stress tinnitus.
Oh my goodness.
No, she's not lying that I was going through like a lot mentally, but there have been times where I feel like I have been. No, that was probably the worst.
That was the worst you've been.
But there have been times where I have been close to that, and I had never had a ringing in my ears. I never understood anything like that. It felt like people were, and that's the reason why people who have tinnitus go crazy.
That's why he thinks people are always talking about him.
He can hear it.
Because he heard voices in his head.
Science is a liar sometimes.
But it was weird because it was different every day. One day it would be like I could hear voices. The next day it was like a white noise. The next day it would be like a siren. So it was.
See, that doesn't make you think that maybe it's just your brain?
No, because it was only in one ear. It was only in the left ear, or I guess you're right, my left. But it was my left ear. It was just this ear. And then when it started to get better, like when it would switch to the other ear. So I knew I was focusing. I'm like, okay, it's not this ear anymore. It's moving. So it's I can't put my finger on it. It's not tangible, but it's my ear hairs or whatever were misfiring. That's what the doctor says, who studies that. And she was like, you're not crazy. This happens to millions of people. And
I'm not saying you didn't have it. I'm not saying you didn't experience these
But you're
things.
saying it was a side effect. And she said there's nothing that kickstarts it. It is something. I already have like small ear holes. That's why I can't wear. I do. That's why I can't wear the earbuds. It won't. None of them
this
will fit.
poor guy. Out of all the holes in his body that he would like to be small, the
ears.
ears are probably not at the top of that list. You poor man.
So that little hairs in there that like send signals to the brain must have been bent or something. I don't know. But it took a while to get better.
You know the hairs in your ears don't send signals to your brain.
There are hairs in your ear that send signals to the brain.
No, they're to protect debris, just like your nose hairs, to protect your ears from debris and things. I don't think that the hairs send signals to your brain. Do you have a hairy brain? Is that what you're trying to say?
Huh?
I'll set you up with my
You
wax
can't hear
girl.
me.
I need my brain wax.
Hey, I got to get that Rush Limbaugh cochlear implant. Could you just give me an internal shave before then? Could you give me the Eustachian Brazilian? That's what I'm looking for right now.
And that's what she said. My eustachian tube was clogged.
Yeah.
And those little signals inside my ear, around my eardrum, were misfiring. And it was sending signals because it couldn't get through normally.
I just know anxiety does crazy things to the body.
It
can make you
absolutely
puke.
does.
It can make you have diarrhea. It can make you think that you have the flu because it can make you have a temperature. Like,
Can it make you think that you have diarrhea? Can you get phantom diarrhea? How deep can this go?
no, it actually causes you to have loose stools and
Can
like
it make you
coughing and all
think that
kinds
you
of
have
stuff.
loose stools?
But
No, usually there's a pretty solid. Well, not solid.
Not
evidence.
solid. There's very, very...
Watery evidence.
There's loose evidence. Oh, boy.
But that's all. That was just, I mean, I'm not saying that your body didn't do those things. I just think it was
She's a tinnitus
weird
denier.
timing.
She is. She's
it's
a
just
pound cake.
Weird timing.
She's a pound cake Eustachian tube truther.
It's weird timing.
It's
for you
very
to be,
specific conspiracy theory.
For you to be so stressed out and under more anxiety than you had ever been under for something like that to happen. If something like that happened now when your life's going pretty well, that would be of more concern than when you're already at an 11 out of 10.
What was the stress? Was it just the pandemic?
He said the pandemic.
No, it wasn't just the pandemic. And also I was working from home, but there was a lot of family stuff going on too.
Right.
It was just...
But it has gotten better?
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. And if I do, it's like moderate, like how I didn't notice it before. Like sometimes if I don't know what would trigger it, but there would be some times where your ears just ring and it rings quickly and then it goes away. It was a constant thing to the point where it was distracting. If I have headphones on and I don't hear anything other than you guys and I hear a ring, I'm like, okay, I have these headphones on too loud. I turn the headphones down and it's still there. That drove me nuts because I would focus on it.
that the kind of ringing you'd hear?
No.
That's not the... All right.
Do you have a white noise sound?
Son of a bitch.
I think that guy's white. Yeah, I have white noise.
I took a big old swaller out of it, and I was like, uh-oh.
No, I don't have a... Well, okay, this is... Yeah, I'll play some white noise. It's what I put on when I sleep. Actually, pink noise is what I listen to, but I can listen to white noise.
Ugh. Sounds like a TV on the wrong channel.
That's white noise. There's...
That's what it sounded like in your ears? Oh, he's on the phone.
That's brown noise, a little meteor. There's pink noise.
That's awful. You put that on while you sleep?
Well, you're hearing it through a microphone, too. Yeah.
That makes my
That's blue noise. It's a little...
my throat
it's a
feel
little,
funny.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you don't listen to it then.
No.
You shouldn't. But I do because I think it puts me into a deeper REM sleep. I've realized, and I've done a lot of amateur experiments, that when I'm running some kind of white noise or pink noise, that I can realize that I have much more lucid dreams. That I have much more detailed and lucid dreams. So I think it just puts me into a kind of a state.
NyQuil does that for me.
Didn't that guy...
I have crazy NyQuil dreams, dude.
I love ZQL. I take ZQL. It's the best.
What did you say, Poundcake?
Didn't that guy that owned like a Texas Roadhouse or something, like the owner of the franchise, commit suicide because he had tinnitus?
I mean, possibly.
I feel
yeah,
like
I don't
we
know.
talked about it on the show.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
We
do
how I
talk
heard
about a lot of things here.
It was like Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse, one of those like chains. The owner committed suicide because he had tinnitus, whatever.
Kent Taylor, the company's late founder who had tinnitus,
What company?
killed himself. The Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, so-
Yeah. This was in 20-something. 2022, recently, yeah.
It was actually, I was in the hallway around, this was around before COVID times, or maybe just after we were allowed to have people back in the building. Rover's wife, B2, was in the hallway, and she was talking about how her dad like worked in a factory or something or a mill for 30 years, and he had tinnitus, and they're like, yeah, well, you can have like a hearing aid or whatever, but it's not going to get better. So if anything, it would make the noise louder.
Didn't your dad work in a mill or something, or a factory?
My dad worked in a steel factory.
So there was probably a constant noise, or no?
Probably.
Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah. They made steel parts for the automotive industry.
Yeah,
That's
That's why
what
I
he did
like
his whole life.
being at the casino so much because it drowns it out.
Did he have
Constant noise.
all the bells and whistles.
Did he have ear protection when he was working there?
Probably, I would assume. He had to wear safety glasses and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a factory. It's loud. It's loud and it's hot. That was always his complaint. It's hot.
I'm surprised your dad was as big as he was, because I feel like he would be...
Poor diet. That's what we keep trying to tell you.
Check it and see.
If you eat whatever you want, whenever you want to eat it in copious amounts, you're going to stay fat.
But he didn't get like real big till after he got like
Laid
injured.
off. Yeah.
Well, okay.
He hurt his back, and then he got laid off, and then I don't even remember the timeline. Either way, he wasn't working, and that's when he put on a ton of weight.
Alan, that's why Poundcake doesn't listen to the show. He couldn't.
Can't focus.
I'm going to blame it on that exact instance that 2020 is, that's
There
when
you
I
go.
could not focus and hear on the
White
show.
noise is also referred to as Tucker Carlson Tonight.
I like Tucker.
I get it.
He likes Tucker.
It's because he thinks he's cute. And he's hoping that if they ever cross paths, he'll get some of that Swanson TV dinner money.
Yeah, that's it.
Alan, I have permanent nerve damage that causes tinnitus from chemo, and it will never go away.
That's different.
I have to have some kind of background noise on at all times. I have a hard time hearing when I'm in loud situations. Well, then I'll try to keep my voice to something like this. Dulcet tones. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's going on, Joe? How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Hanging in.
Hey, I got a question. I think Poundcake's right as far as the tinnitus. What do they call it?
Tinnitus, yeah.
In your ear.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I hear crickets a lot, and
Boy, so do I.
I've been seeing a counselor lately, and they've been putting me through different stuff because I have a heck of a lot of.
Joe, please. Joe. S word for poop, Joe. Please.
Okay, poop. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they've been giving me all kinds of drugs for my anxiety, and I've been off work for 3 months, and they can't figure out. I've had 6 different drugs they're trying to have me take, and all those are giving me constant diarrhea.
Yeah.
I don't want to state.
I understand. Constant diarrhea. Yeah.
And
they're opening for Cannibal Corpse.
I got off the phone with my counselor earlier today around 10 o'clock, and she's telling me your brain is connected to your stomach.
Yep.
For some reason, she says, this is what's happening. And I said, I'm like a nervous wreck. I worry about everything. And I'm always freaked out about everything. I think about this. I think about that. I can't go back to work because there's not a bathroom close enough for me to run to if I had to. I'd end up going out, running my vehicle, and going home and changing my pants.
Oh, my goodness, Joe, that's no way to live.
I know. It's terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever felt in my life, and it's all because I'm stressed out.
Sure.
About my job for the first thing, and then she wants me to either retire, because I've been there for 17 years, and I'm 63 years old. She wants me to retire or just go on full disability, and I can't decide what to go on, but I cannot figure out how to work this out, because my wife she works pretty much full time.
Yeah.
She can take care of our house is almost paid off and everything.
But she's not worried about pooping randomly.
Oh, I've been to the bathroom probably a dozen times today already.
He's calling me from the can right now.
Yeah, I'd retire.
I would retire, yeah.
Right.
Disability, I mean, yeah.
You want to work. Options. You want to work and poop from home, Joe, is the move. Thank you, Joe. I hope you feel better. I appreciate the call.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Maybe it's
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of
maybe it's that vasovagal syncope, right? I mean, you certainly don't want that either. Something goes goofy in your heart or your blood pressure, and next thing you know, you're crapping your brains out.
Well, that's what I was trying to say to Cody.
Oh.
That your brain can cause physical symptoms in your body.
My goodness.
That's all.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, how's it going?
Marty out there in Sharton. What's up, Marty?
Not today, luckily. But,
yeah, not today, Satan.
Man, tonight it sucks. I got that from years in the Army, but at best days it's mildly noticeable.
Yeah.
And the worst of days it's extremely irritating.
What were you, infantry? What did you do in the Army? How did you get that from the Army?
Yeah, infantry I was, actually. But it wasn't as much of the shooting as it was the diesel engines, because I was in a mechanized unit.
Oh,
Being
yeah.
right next to that diesel engine all the time.
Right. Man, I'll tell you what. I stood next to Vin Diesel one time at a red carpet event years ago, and it was... I can completely identify with you, Marty. It was a terrible, terrible experience.
Did your brow furrow and did your voice deepen?
Yes, he kept going on about family, family, family. I was like, enough. All right, Marty, thank you. I appreciate the call, pal. I got to take a break here. If you want to go see Trivium, the Pride of Orlando, FL, they are on the road, and they'll do the House of Blues in October with some other really good bands.